Hi everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I'm Mark. Sarah and I have been digging into something we all desperately need right now, the anatomy of a perfect vacation day. We're going to break down the exact daily habits and routines that take us from running on absolute fumes to feeling completely rejuvenated. But before we even hit the beach or wander those cobblestone streets, let me ask you this. How do you actually escape the mental clutter of a long week? You know the feeling, right? Your laptop is physically closed, but your brain, it's still sprinting through emails and deadlines.
So let's dive right into this idea of mental clutter. It's basically having way too many tabs open in your brain. Just a messy desk, but, inside your head. And the ultimate cure? It isn't just sleeping. It's actually building a brand new daily routine while you're away. By swapping out daily stress for intentional, joyful habits, we finally give our minds permission to just stop performing.
All right, that brings us to the very start of our day. Section 1, waking up on vacation. Now, what's really fascinating here is how travelers instantly split into two very different camps. Camp 1, the early risers. They're jumping out of bed to catch the sunrise because, let's face it, that crisp morning air is just magical. Then you've got Camp 2. These are the folks who firmly believe a holiday means literally deleting their alarm clocks, happily staying in bed until 9 or 10 a.m. Actually, we have a great phrase for that second camp: sleeping in. It just means sleeping past your normal waking time. But honestly, whether you're sleeping in or you're up with the sun, the very first smart move for any traveler is checking that daily weather forecast. Knowing if you're gearing up for a sunny beach day or, say, a rainy museum afternoon, that completely sets the tone for the rest of your day. So once you're up and the weather is checked, we hit our next crucial morning decision. Section 2, the great breakfast debate. Oh, this is a classic. For a lot of us, it is all about that massive, glorious hotel buffet. We're talking endless eggs, fresh pancakes, fruit, the giant glasses of orange juice. But for others, it's all about finding that cute local cafe around the corner. You sit outside, do a little people watching, and just grab a simple croissant and a latte to really soak up that local vibe. And why do we go so all out? Well, this quote really hits the nail on the head. I feel like a king, so I eat a lot more. I mean, think about it. At home, you're probably shoving a piece of toast in your mouth while running out the door. But on vacation, the schedule is gone. You sit back, you eat slow, and you actually taste your food. Okay, so after that incredible breakfast, it's time to get moving. Section 3, sightseeing and travel essentials. Before you step out, you've got to prep that day bag. Here is your essential packing list. You need sunscreen, absolute must if you're out all day. You've got your sunglasses, wallet, phone, but pay close attention to this last one because it's an absolute game changer. Seriously, a portable charger is a total lifesaver. Using map apps to navigate random streets plus snapping hundreds of photos, that will drain your battery so incredibly fast. Having that backup power in your bag is absolutely critical because, trust me, you do not want to be completely lost in a new city with a dead phone. All right, bags are packed, and we are ready to go sightseeing. This just means going out to visit the famous or interesting spots in a city. Monuments, historical buildings, gorgeous parks, the whole shebang. You might do this by just wandering slowly down old cobblestone streets, or you could even rent a bike to zip around and cover a bit more ground. But naturally, after a few hours of exploring, you're going to hit that afternoon slump. Which brings us to Section 4, recharging the batteries. Let's map out how this gentle afternoon flow works. Around 1 p.m., you stop for an authentic local lunch. Maybe it's street food in a park or some amazing pasta at a tiny family-owned spot. By 3 p.m., you naturally transition into some much-needed downtime. And this unhurried pace leads you perfectly to 6 p.m., right in time to find a great spot for the sunset. Now, that 3 p.m. rest is totally up to you, but there are two elite options here. You could retreat to your room, crank up the AC, and take a glorious 30-minute nap. Or you might just find a quiet lounger by the hotel pool and crack open a good book. Both are just fantastic ways to replenish yourself when you aren't fighting the clock. These little afternoon habits are how you perfectly recharge your batteries. It's a great little idiom that literally means getting your physical and mental energy back after a long morning on your feet. Giving yourself this midday pause is exactly what leaves you feeling completely refreshed and ready for a night out. Which guides us beautifully into the final stage of the day, Section 5, evening rituals. This usually kicks off right around sunset. The sky is changing colors, and it's time to head back, take a really refreshing shower, and dress up. All that means is putting on something a bit nicer than your daytime walking clothes, maybe a nice, crisp shirt or a beautiful dress. It draws a nice little boundary between the sweaty, active day and a relaxed, special evening. And honestly, this right here brilliantly captures the freedom of a vacation. Think about your dinners at home. They're rushed, squeezed in around 6 or 7 p.m. while you're already stressing about tomorrow's to-do list. But vacation dinner? It gets pushed back to 8 or 9 p.m. It is delightfully slow because there's absolutely no rush to get to bed for work. Since you don't have to be anywhere, you get to just linger. I love that word. It just means staying somewhere a little longer simply because it feels good. You savor the warm atmosphere, you linger over the meal and the conversation, and maybe take a slow, rambling walk past all those beautifully lit buildings just to stretch out the night. Finally, we hit the bedtime routine. Instead of dreading tomorrow's inbox, you actually reflect on the day. Maybe you love writing down your memories in a travel journal so you never forget them. Or maybe you just scroll through the hundreds of photos you snapped. Either way, this reflection brings this wave of gratitude right before you fall into a deep, wonderful sleep, fueled by the good kind of physical fatigue, not stress. So, we've walked through the anatomy of the perfect vacation day. But I want to leave you with this. What small part of a vacation routine could you borrow to decompress tonight? Could you toss your phone in a drawer, read a book for half an hour, or just genuinely linger over a cup of tea? Try bringing just a tiny slice of that vacation piece back into your everyday life. I'm Mark. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.